Brother Time does not offer medical, financial. Brother Time does not. Brother.
No.
Brother Time does not offer medical, financial, or any other kind of professional advice or opinion.
We're going to start reading
this is just us. This is just us talking about things we want to talk about. So take it with a grain of salt.
We have a guest, and he's already being quiet. Just kidding. You're part of the crew, Adam.
Yeah. Everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about. For example, my tummy hurts, and that is from an image that I think Isaac put in with a
Why
very.
Are you tying this back to me?
Well, I mean, you put it in. So
yeah, I guess it is my.
But let me describe the image. So it is from a very, I guess, epic-looking character that looks like a skeleton, a very mean skeleton in some very crazy-looking armor and like a dark cloak, and looks like he's holding a very epic sword. So a very epic person, and their tummy hurts, I guess.
Yeah, it's and the worst thing that's ever happened to someone is the worst thing that's ever happened. So if their tummy hurting is the worst thing that's ever happened to them, it's still the worst thing. Like,
yeah.
You gotta be able to understand and empathize that. I don't know if you need to. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, so the picture is like a skeleton in some armor. With skeletons, by definition, don't have stomachs, so
they might have phantom pains.
Yeah,
they go to the doctor and they hold up a mirror. They hold up a mirror to the stomach and they're like, "Look, you don't have a stomach." Wait, is that how they cure phantom pains?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You need to have one remaining limb to be able to cure it.
Yeah, in a mirror.
Right.
So you need one of your stomachs to still be around.
Or like those videos where they like cover up a hand and then they have a feather and they run it across like a fake hand and the real hand so that the person associates the feeling with that fake hand. And then they take out a fork and they stab the fake hand.
And they panic, yeah.
And the person like freaks out. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I guess they just need to cover up their torso and then put a fake tummy next to them. Anyway,
have the tummy.
Yeah, I'm Josh 8 of 10, and I cooked my eggs this morning. Wait, how would I say this? Not soft, because I made a breakfast sandwich this morning, and I didn't want it to be runny.
Okay, you didn't want a runny breakfast sandwich,
yeah.
Even though your bread makes like a great catcher for that yolk.
Yeah, I don't always want it to be runny. Sometimes I want that, but in this case, I had an English muffin, a breakfast sausage patty, some American cheese, and an egg. And
sounds yummy.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And we'll go next, Adam, then Isaac.
Oh, I'm Adam. I'm 10 of 10, and I am going to make my eggs in crepes. I'm going to make some breakfast crepes today for the family.
Very nice. That's awesome. I'm Isaac, 5 of 10. My process was a little more complicated. My eggs were aged after being fertilized, free range, and then chopped up into pieces and cooked about a week ago, and then reheated this morning in some butter and curry sauce and put on top of some rice.
On top of some rice?
It sounds like you ate either balut or chicken.
Yeah, I had chicken.
Or duck.
Some people call it chicken. I prefer fertilized and aged eggs.
I like the assumption is that it's a chicken egg that we're discussing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Aged and fertilized. So, was there a shell around them, or is this shellless?
No, I deshelled it. Did you deshell your eggs? You didn't mention deshelling your eggs?
I did. Yeah, I did deshell them. Sorry, I left that out. I just
very important detail. I didn't.
Yeah, that is. I mean, if someone was following along, and
they're like, I want to make these eggs, but I can't stand the shells.
Well, this feels like a good moment to take a quick break. And we're back from that quick break now with some family news.
Yeah.
So I feel like I had family news, but it suddenly vanished from my memory. So someone else go. Family news.
Oh no, I just like hearing the family news.
I like hearing the words family news together.
Yeah, family and news.
That phrase just sounds great to me.
Oh, I hired my brother-in-law, Tim. He works with me now.
Oh.
And it's really good. It's going good.
Oh, okay.
That's family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
my
now,
wife's brother.
Now you can't use, like, if you're trying to just get away, from life, and you say, I'm going to work, and you put on your boots and your hard hat. You have to actually go to work now.
Yeah, when I would say that, it was completely going to work. Same time every day, leaving, but going to the same place. Now actually we do carpool together, so
So is this brother-in-law? Is this your wife's brother or your wife's sister's husband?
Wife's brother. They grew up together.
Oh man,
very very similar people, good people. So
wait, you said wife's sister's husband?
No, Susie, my wife.
Yes.
Her brother, same father, mother.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know why that was confusing.
Yeah. No, I just, I was going to ask, like, are there things about him that you really don't like that
this
are
is
similar,
the perfect venue to vent. Thank you.
Similar to what Susie does? Like things that you really don't like about him that you see in Susie?
Of course, but the good like far outweighs that stuff, and it'd be kind of silly to be like, here's all the bad stuff about it. But yeah, you're right. There's definitely stuff where I'm like, it's just like Susie.
Like, where did your parents mess up?
Oh,
No? Oh, was that too far?
I didn't say it, so I don't feel bad about it. So, and no, the parents were great. They messed themselves up. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I love them both to death. But yeah, it's been going really good. It's been really good to have them on board.
Nice. That's always good. It also gives you a chance to get to know your in-law a little better. Curious to know if and when you have to get on to him about something. Because I think that's the true test of a relationship is surviving,
like how
being
well
critical.
They can take criticism.
Yeah.
I'm kind of particular with construction, especially the stages that we're at are like what everything else is built upon. So I'm already somewhat from a new person perspective might seem like nitpicky or very particular, and he's taking it well. He's not and even when I'm like, sorry if it seems like I'm being particular, he's like, oh no, you know this stuff. I'm just learning it. So he seems to take it well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Did he replace the troublemaker?
Yeah, the trouble. We didn't talk. That guy quit.
Okay.
So yeah, he well, I don't want to speak poorly of anyone, but there is the mindset of like resting on your laurels, and I think he wanted to do that pretty often, more than like generating laurels, if there's such a thing. Like, which is can't work in a startup at all. It cannot. It just doesn't function. So, I wish him the best, though. He decided to go his own way.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't stop someone when they decide to go their own way. So,
well, it's hard and it's not legal, but
right. Yeah. So I think we should start doing a segment where we look at some audience interactions. So, Anchor, or I guess Spotify for podcasters is what it's called now, automatically puts like a question. What did you think of this episode on their thing anytime we post it? And we've got some responses. They're all from Mom. So
that's great.
Yeah. So on the episode Mav's Motivation, where I can remember from the name of it, I was talking about how annoyed I was about, we lost and I didn't feel like our team was really a basketball game.
You remember who they lost to?
No, I don't.
I do. I remember.
Who was it?
The Bucks.
Oh,
in Wisconsin.
We
didn't realize it till the end of the episode.
Well, she said, "Love your honesty." I don't know if that was about me saying things about the about that, but and then on our episode called Pig Scams, where we talked about pig butchering scams and stuff like that, she said refreshing. So I don't know if that was about the pig butchering scam, but she found that episode refreshing. And then Easter Peeps, our very last episode, she said, "Fun to hear your ramblings. Peeps dried sounds almost edible."
That's great. That's almost edible.
I think the Mavericks must have listened to your rantings on their trying, because I think they made a good trade since then and have been on a killer win streak. So,
well, good for them. I mean, it took them losing in front of me to suddenly start doing better. I guess I can live with that. That's it for audience interactions. Let's move on to our next topic: mobile game ads, PvP.
Why did you say the comma? You can just put a space in there.
Oh, sorry.
So, this makes me want to
mobile game ads space PvP.
So I was on a road trip recently where I was fortunate enough to be with my coworkers that are in different departments, and I just wanted to relax in the back of the car. So I downloaded some mobile games, and as I was playing them, the ads got worse and worse. But I also realized that this thing called PvP was really just me against a computer. So I was really frustrated by the experience on both ends. That I think I'm playing this person, but then I start to realize the strategy is the same every time, and I started holding the person hostage, and I held them hostage for like 10 minutes, about to win, and I realized, okay, it didn't take the full 10 minutes to realize, but I realized it must have just been a computer that they are labeling PvP.
Yeah, PvP meaning player versus player, meaning you're not playing a computer, you're playing against another actual person.
Yes.
Maybe they have, like, for specific players that they deem like not quite ready for PvP or underqualified. Maybe they just have like the training wheels.
Yeah.
Bot that they throw in. They're like, this guy can't handle like another player. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
This is our lowest rank.
No. So the other frustrating thing is you can watch ads to unlock more perks.
Yeah.
But even if you don't watch the ads, you get those perks. But anytime you upgrade those perks, the computers or the PvP, they have higher perks than you, no matter what. So anytime I go into a new lobby and it just loads in these computers, they all will always have more perks than me. So it's the whole experience was frustrated, and I saw that in multiple different games, whether it be like they layer ads on top of ads, or these people that I'm supposed to be playing with are really just computers.
That's interesting. So your experience might be like near identical to everyone else's experience, but they try to build it out in a way that it seems like this is unique. I'm a player amongst many other players, but it could just all be like random generated content that makes it like even the other player names are just randomly generated.
Okay, played Obama with a Chinese flag. I think they do that to like make me want to win more, but just put the Chinese flag on the person you're playing.
Interesting. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's the future of games if you think about it. Like if AI gets integrated into gaming to that level to where it's like, okay, I'm going to design a villain. The AI is going to design a villain for you specifically and integrate all the things that you hate into that villain. It'd be fun.
It's a strong word. But yes.
Well, dislike, disdain. You don't? Are you saying you don't hate anything?
No, no. No, but I just think the gaming experience is missing. The mobile gaming experience is missing some quality on the low end on the free games.
It feels like the fake it till you make it thing, in a sense, where they're basically saying, this is our ideal situation. We can fabricate all of it and just try to make the person feel like they're experiencing this situation where you're not playing against anyone.
Well, actually,
I think
looking back, there's this game called Whole.io. Have you guys played that?
Yeah.
So that used to, or Paper.io, both of those, they used to be true player versus player games, but now those are also computers that you're playing against. You never play against an actual person. So games that were player versus player have also adopted this this strategy of only allowing you to play against curated AIs.
Yeah, I think what Josh said, and I don't know if this is what you meant, but it seemed like what you were saying is basically they look at all the data from mobile gaming and they say, okay, what scenarios are people placed in where they are most likely to purchase? And then they just fabricate that scenario and they put you in that over and over again, where you're like, I'm just slightly weaker than everyone else around me. I can pay for this boost to get stronger, or I can work at this for the next hour. And the people will choose either one, but they put you in situations where the purchase is more and more enticing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's important to be aware of that because,
I spent maybe $40 trying to get ahead of these people, and it just never.
Come on, really?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say you shouldn't spend a dime.
I've heard much worse. I knew a guy who spent $25,000 within a year.
Oh my gosh!
Getting upgrades, perks, items, everything, and the game was designed a lot like what you're saying, Adam, where it's like, or where the situations are, because they would put your server up against a server that was like 1 week older than your server. So you're like down on time, and the only way you're near the top is if you've played every week. And then the only way to compete with the people who played every week was to pay to win. And he was ruining his life trying to pay to win.
Yeah.
$500 a week.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it. Well, let's go in and take another break. And we are back once more, and we're going to switch to some less depressing topics, because the idea of someone spending that much money on one of those games is makes me sad. The Eclipse, guys, it's tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
What, really?
The Eclipse.
Yeah. It's Monday.
Oh, wait,
tomorrow.
No. It's happening on Tuesday, isn't it? Wait, hold on. What day is the Eclipse?
No, it's happening Monday. It's happening Monday.
Okay, see, yeah. When you asked what's tomorrow, I was like, oh, wait, am I wrong? No, it's happening on Monday.
No, I just did not. So I don't usually, my only remembering of eclipses is like as they're happening, or back in school, it was like the day of. There wasn't usually a lot of hype coming up to an eclipse. Like this one seems to have a ton of hype.
This is going to be a total eclipse.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be dark outside for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, supposedly this isn't going to happen again for a very long time. Like, it's literally a once in a lifetime thing. So it's, I mean, if you're near where you can see it, you should try to. As a matter of fact, it is like where I work is actually not a bad spot to see it. So I'm going to go outside around the time I've got these solar eclipse.
I bet you'll be the only one.
I doubt it. I'm sure a lot of people will be coming out.
Yes. I have a project also in the Path of Totality in Hot Springs, Arkansas. and they are expecting a surplus of 1 million people into their town during this event. I think DFW's 400,000 people. It's lots of people are going into this path to see total darkness during midday.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You can, if you look at the pricing of short-term rentals like Airbnb and hotels within the path of totality, the day leading up to and the day of, prices have skyrocketed. So there's this whole like river of this path that has blown up prices for hotels and rentals.
Yeah.
Oh, so the next, I just did some deep dive research. So April 8th, tomorrow, there's going to be a total eclipse. I'm glad I could help. No, the next one, the next one with is going to be in 2044 on August 23rd. So 20 years. That is quite the wait.
Yeah.
For another total eclipse.
Yeah, and the next one's not going to be nearly as accessible, at least for the United States. This like goes.
Oh no, this one is this one's in the contiguous United States. Will be on August 23rd, 2044.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Oh, I'm looking at the path of that, and it looks like it's going to hit Montana, like the top part of Montana, but it's going to.
You don't consider that?
No, and Montana, North Dakota, those don't really count. I mean, they might as well just be Canada.
Well, that eclipse in 20 years is going to put them on the map for sure.
Everyone's going to know about those states. But
what's a Montana?
Yeah.
Harsh.
But if you are hearing this podcast and you still have time, you should try. You need to get eclipse glasses, so it's probably too late.
I got 4 pairs of glasses. I'm not able to give them to anyone in time for tomorrow, but I got them for Susie and the kids, and then I found out like they already got the school like gave them the kids glasses, so they beat me to it.
Oh, well, that's nice that they gave them glasses. I mean,
yeah, they'll be able to see it.
I think it's important, especially for younger people, to see it, that are still kind of learning about science and stuff. Because who knows, maybe them seeing this will prevent them from becoming a flat earther and being an embarrassment to everyone around them. But yeah, no, things like this, it's really special. And I think it is important to experience it. It's just one of those things that, at least from what I've been hearing, you want to be in totality where it's like night in the middle of the day, because it's an otherworldly experience. It feels like an alien planet, as I've been told.
I have a feeling that I know what it's going to be like, because I've been outside when there's like clouds.
Yeah. No. You know what? Clouds are basically solar eclipses, if you think about it. So
yeah, they're practice ones.
Yeah,
so you're not so freaked out when the real one hits.
When I was younger, I used to in Florida. I remember clouds. You could see them on the ground. Does that make sense? Like you could see their shadow clearly on the ground.
Yeah.
At times, and I remember times where I'd be like riding my bike, and I would see a cloud cover coming down the street, and I would try to ride my bike to beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if I dreamed that or not, but
no, it's
there's the episode of Bluey about that.
Oh, okay, then it must have happened. So speaking of anticipating something, last week I had this topic in anticipatory anxiety, because it's already happened now, but we were getting a new CEO at our company. The previous one had decided it was time for him to move on, and we are getting a new CEO. And I don't know if you know this, but anytime a new CEO is coming on, there's a lot of, especially for a position like mine, where I basically work very closely with the CEO. It's not uncommon for someone who's basically over the whole company to pick and choose the team they put around them.
Oh.
And I'm not saying that I'm out of the woods. Like, it's still possible that even this week I find out that, they want their own IT guy in there that they've worked with for years, and they want to bring them in. But yeah, I was feeling that a lot last week. I was feeling a lot of anxiety and stress about that because, it's nice having stability and not, but it can be hard when suddenly, which a change like that, they don't want anyone to know about it until it's about to happen, because they don't want people to make plans to leave and do all of this.
Or get upset and sabotage, or like stop doing their job, because there's so many reasons to not prep someone. Even someone who's like good natured, and you tell them, well, sorry, you got 2 weeks and then you're out because we've got someone else taking your job. I don't know how that could go well.
Yeah. And even now, I don't know. But have you guys had times like that where you're just in a state of, something is coming, and you are just, I can't describe it other than saying anxiety, feeling a lot of anxiety about the situation.
Yeah, and you're not calling. I see why you don't call it dread, because it's like there's not a guaranteed negative.
Yeah,
and dread is typically, I feel like it's reserved for that. I could have the meaning wrong.
No, yeah. I think dread's probably like if I knew something, if I was going to be let go and need to. Another thing is right now, at least in IT, the job market is not very good. Like there are people that have been looking for employment for like over a year at this point and have been unable to find it.
I mean, I've got, if you know anyone like that, let me know, because we're hiring people to lay stone, and like maybe IT is not for you, maybe stone laying is for you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
but if you're in that position, you should be drumming up your own work as much as you can.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix. It's a mixed bag because on the one hand, you do need to produce income of some kind. So you might say, like, you should just apply everywhere, including local fast food places. That's one take on it, is you just need to get income. The other side of it is working at a fast food place can unfortunately have a negative impact on your ability to get hired. It's unfortunately, some people, when they go to hire someone, they find out, oh, you're a manager at this place. That must mean you don't have the skills we need, because look at what you're doing. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But it's just how people perceive things. And
well, to counter that, when I first was trying to hire my brother-in-law, he was between employment, and the other people were like, we don't really want to hire someone who just wants a job temporarily, doesn't have like anything. That was part of the thought, I think, behind it.
Yeah.
But then he got a job at a local fast food place, and came in, and they asked him about it. They're like, "Why are you working here?" "Oh, I needed to support myself." And that's a fine reason to get a job. I don't like, not everyone's going to have the perfect career path, and it's not really fair to, I guess, look down on someone for surviving.
I guess that kind of answers it. You could just not tell them that. And that's probably what I would do if I were that desperate and I just needed a job and I'm working at Chick-fil-A. I just wouldn't tell prospective employers that I was currently working at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you'd rather say you're unemployed than working.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on the role, but for like an IT position where they're wanting a manager, the idea that, you're in between jobs and you're working at a fast food place is just less appealing than someone who, they're just prepping for their next job. Like they're dedicated solely to being this IT manager person. Like it's kind of a cartoony way to look at life, but I think that's how a lot of people see it that are hiring those kinds of positions.
And they may also consider their ability to be without work as some sort of attractive trait when they hire them. Like, oh, you can go without a job. You must have your finances in order, and you must be not needy for this.
I can see the benefit of like omitting things, but I would rather someone. It's really scary to me to look at someone's resume and see, oh, you've never had a job before. You've never had any job before, or you have this 3-year span where you did nothing. Like, you're really comfortable doing nothing then, which is much more scary than like you rolled up your sleeves and worked at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm looking at it wrong.
Yeah, well, I think you're looking at it the way most people should, but I just don't think people, like, if I were hiring someone myself in IT and they had a decent resume and for the past 3 years they've been working at a fast food place, I wouldn't hold it against them. Part of me would think they might be a little out of practice because it's been 3 years, but I'd also say, like, you know, this is obviously something they want to do, and I'd be willing to, you know, give them a chance. But
more so, I guess, who would you be willing to give more of a chance? Someone with nothing in that 3-year gap, or fast food, or even like 3 different fast food places in that gap?
It really depends. It depends a lot on.
I think there's always a question that has to be asked, like in the interview, like, can you explain this 3-year gap? And if they're like, yeah, I went to help orphans in the Ukraine for the past 3 years, then you're like, oh, okay, this guy apparently doesn't need this job.
What about the non-orphans?
No, orphans. Your parents dead? Oh, that's dark. Sorry. No help for you. Come back when you need more help.
Okay, well, let's take one last break. And we're back. Such light topics today, so I don't feel like we need to light the mood up at all.
That makes me feel bad to end off with that. Anyways.
Would you put that on your resume?
Yeah.
You would? Oh, okay. Thank you.
We made to feel bad.
I make people feel awful. I'm very good at it.
I myself feel bad. I don't care about the others.
I feel bad every day. I'll continue to feel bad if I worked here.
That's right.
So
the Eeyore of workers.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to us talk. And if you like the podcast, only if you really like it. If you just kind of like it, please don't. But if you like it, please rate and review us. I do need to declare a winner this week.
Okay.
And I want to say the winner are the AI opponents that were beating Adam at that game, because by design they were winning. So congrats, AI.
By design they couldn't lose.
Yeah, they were.
Did you ever win?
Actually, a pretty fun game. I won majority of the time. That's part of it. Is once you figure how they play, it's pretty hard to lose. But it would be a fun game if it was a PvP.
If it was a real game, it would be.
It feels like you're punching up the whole time, too?
Yeah, but even then, it's still just like, it's they're pretty dumb until they're smart, and then you can't play because they're all way stronger than you. So
yeah, they just beat you with sheer
just one shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the little the game where you shoot a cannon through this multiplier?
It's similar to that. It is called State.io.
I've seen that game. The one where like you're shooting through a thing and it says like +6 or times 2.
I don't know if I should
They
do
play so
+6
bad on the
2.
ads. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they do. It's infuriating to watch the ads because you're like, why would you do -3 when there's a +1,000 on that side? You went to -3, really? -3 versus +1,000. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
they deserve that win.
They do. AI is doing such a good job, and like I said, please rate and review us. And you could also find us online at brothertimepod.com.
brothertimepod.com.